July 12, 2008, a parking lot in Ohio. 10:00 a.m., the last time they folded the map. It never folded right. No matter how many times you tried, the creases were worn, the paper was soft, it wanted to spring open. But they folded it one last time and put it in the glove compartment because they didn't need it anymore. They had GPS. This is a story about when getting lost was part of the adventure and about the family that drove 200 miles with nothing but a paper map. The paper map. From the 1920s to the early 2000s, every road trip, every family vacation, you bought them at gas stations, 1.99, folded into a neat rectangle the size of a paperback book, state maps, regional maps, road atlases. You'd walk into the gas station, grab a map from the rack, pay at the counter, and walk back to the car. Your father would unfold it on the hood of the car, spread it out flat. The paper would rustle in the wind. And there it was. The entire state, every highway, every town, every route, drawn in colored lines, red for major highways, blue for smaller roads, yellow for local streets. Your father would take a marker, uncap it, and draw a line. From here to there, a red line across the state. That was your route, and everyone gathered around, looking at the map, tracing the line with their fingers. We'll go through Columbus, then down to Cincinnati, then across Kentucky. And your mother would say, "How long will it take?" Your father would measure with his thumb. 1 inch equals 50 miles, he'd count. About 8 hours, if we don't stop. And you'd get in the car, map on your mother's lap, and drive. In the 1970s, 80s, and 90s, the map was your guide. Not a voice, not a screen, paper. Your mother sat in the passenger seat, map open, following the red line. She'd call out directions. Stay on Route 71 for 45 miles. Your father would nod, eyes on the road, and drive. The map didn't talk. It didn't tell you when to turn. It just showed you where you were and where you needed to go. You had to figure out the rest. Every 20 miles, your father would ask, "Where are we?" Your mother would look at the map, find the last town you passed. "We just went through Mansfield." "Good. How far to Columbus?" She'd measure with her finger. "About 60 miles." "Okay," and you'd keep driving. The map sat between them, like a third person, silent but essential. And in the back seat, you and your siblings would play games. I spy with my little eye, something blue. The sky. Or you'd count license plates. Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania, trying to spot one from every state. And your father would say, "Keep an eye out for Route 70. It should be coming up." And you'd all look out the window at the signs. Route 68, Route 69, and then Route 70. "There it is," your father would smile. "Good job." And he'd turn. Getting lost was normal, expected. Part of the trip, you'd be driving, following the map, and suddenly the road didn't match. "Wait," your mother would say, "this should be Route 23, but the sign says Route 25. Your father would slow down. "Are you sure?" "I'm looking at the map. It says Route 23. "Maybe we missed a turn." And he'd pull over, to the side of the road, get out of the car, walk to the front, spread the map on the hood, and study it. Your mother would join him, pointing. "We're supposed to be here." "But we're here." Your father would trace the route back. "We must have missed the exit 20 miles ago." Your mother would sigh. "So what do we do?" "Turn around." And you'd turn around, drive back, find the exit, and start again. No GPS to recalculate. No voice saying, "Make a U-turn." Just you, the map, and the road. And sometimes you'd stop and ask. At a gas station, your father would walk inside, map in hand. "Excuse me, how do I get to Interstate 75? The attendant would look the map, point. You're here. You need to go back about 5 miles. Take a left at the fork. You'll see the signs. Thank you. And you'd get back in the car and follow the directions from a stranger who took 2 minutes to help you. Because that's what people did. Tom was 14 years old in 1995. His family lived in a small town in Ohio. Every summer they drove to Florida to visit his grandparents. 1,900 miles, 18 hours of driving, spread over 2 days. Every year, his father would plan the route. He'd sit at the kitchen table, map spread out, a red marker in his hand. Tom would watch as his father drew the line from Ohio, through Kentucky, through Tennessee, through Georgia, to Florida, a single red line. "That's our route," his father would say, and Tom would memorize it. Every turn, every highway number, every town they'd pass through. The next morning, they'd load the car, suitcases in the trunk, snacks in a cooler, map on the dashboard, and they'd leave. 6 a.m., the sun just rising. Tom's mother in the passenger seat, map on her lap, Tom and his sister in the back, his father driving, and they'd go. The first stop was always Cincinnati, 2 hours south. They'd pull into a rest area, stretch their legs, use the bathroom, get back in the car. His father would ask, "Where are we?" Tom's mother would unfold the map. "Just outside Cincinnati. Next stop is Lexington." And they'd drive through Kentucky, rolling hills, horse farms, blue sky. Tom would watch out the window, counting cows, watching the landscape change, and his father would say, "Tom, read me the next town." Tom would lean forward, look at the map. "Berea." "How far?" 20 miles. "Keep an eye out for the sign." And Tom would watch until he saw it. "There, Berea!" His father would smile. "Good job, navigator." And Tom felt proud because he was part of the journey, not just a passenger. He was helping. By the time they reached Florida, Tom knew every mile of the trip, every exit, every town, every turn. He could close his eyes and see the route in his mind because he'd been watching the whole time. What were the 3 rituals of paper maps? Number 1, folding it back. The map came folded a certain way. Neat, compact. But once you opened it, you could never fold it the same way again. You'd try. Fold it along the creases, but it wouldn't fit. It would bulge, wrinkle, refuse to close, and eventually you'd just crumple it, shove it into the glove compartment, and hope you could pull it out next time. It became a joke. Can you fold the map? No, no one can fold the map. Number 2, asking for directions. If you were lost, you stopped and asked. At a gas station, at a diner, at a store, you'd walk up to the counter. "Excuse me, how do I get to Route 40? And the person would pause, think. "Okay, you're gonna go down this road about 2 miles. You'll see a big red barn. Take a left there. Then go straight until you hit the stop sign. Take a right. That's Route 40. And you'd say, 'Red barn, left. Stop sign, right.' Got it? Thank you." And you'd walk back to the car and repeat the directions out loud to remember them. "Red barn, left. Stop sign, right." And you'd drive, looking for the red barn. And when you found it, you felt like you'd solved a puzzle. Number 3, marking the map. Before every trip, you marked your route with a pen or a marker, a red line from start to finish. And along the way, you'd mark other things. A star where you stopped for lunch, a circle where you got gas, an X where you got lost. The map became a record of your journey. Years later, you'd find that old map in a drawer. Unfold it and see the marks. And remember, we stopped here. We got lost here. This is where we saw the sunset. The map wasn't just directions, it was a story. By the mid-2000s, something was changing. GPS, At first, they were expensive. $300, $400, big screens, suction cups that stuck to the windshield. You'd mount it, turn it on, type in your destination, and a voice would say, "Calculating route," and then, "In 500 feet, turn right." Your mother would look at your father. "Do we still need the map?" Your father would shrug. "I guess not." And they'd put the map away in the glove compartment, just in case. But they never took it out, because the GPS always knew. It knew where you were. It knew where you were going. It knew the fastest route. And if you missed a turn, it would say, "Recalculating," and give you a new route. Instantly, no stopping, no asking, no thinking. Just follow the voice. July 12th, 2008. Tom's family was taking another trip to Florida, like they did every summer. But this time, Tom's father had bought a GPS. He mounted it on the dashboard, turned it on, typed in the address. Calculating route. Tom's mother folded the map, put it in the glove compartment, and they drove. The GPS voice guided them. "In 2 miles, take exit 23. Tom's father followed. Eyes on the road. No one looked at the map. No one called out towns. No one watched for signs. They just listened and followed. Turn right. Stay straight. Take exit 45 for 18 hours. And when they arrived, Tom realized something. He didn't remember the drive. Not one town. Not one turn. Not one moment. He'd been on his phone, playing games, listening to music. He hadn't looked out the window. Because he didn't need to. The GPS was handling it. That night, at his grandparents' house, his grandfather asked, "How was the drive?" Tom's father said, "Easy, we have GPS now." His grandfather nodded, but Tom saw something in his eyes, sadness. "You didn't use the map?" "No, don't need it anymore." His grandfather looked at Tom. "Did you see anything interesting on the way?" Tom thought, and realized he hadn't. "No," Tom said quietly. His grandfather smiled. "That's a shame." What disappeared with paper maps? Number 1, the awareness. When you used a map, you knew where you were. Always, you watched the road, read the signs, noticed landmarks. You were present. Today, we follow a voice. We don't look. We don't think. We just turn when it tells us to. And when we arrive, we don't remember how we got there. Number 2, the mistakes. Getting lost was part of the trip. It made stories. Remember when we ended up in that tiny town and had to ask that farmer for directions? Remember when we took the wrong exit and ended up at that beautiful overlook? Those were the moments you remembered, not the perfect route, the detours, the wrong turns, the surprises. Today, GPS doesn't let you get lost. It recalculates instantly. So there are no mistakes, no detours, no stories. Number 3, the accomplishment. When you navigated with a map, you felt like you'd done something. You'd read the map, followed the route, found your way. You were the hero of your own journey. Today, we just follow instructions like robots. Turn here, go there. We don't navigate, we obey. And when we arrive, we don't feel accomplished. We just feel there. Today, Tom is 43 years old. He has 2 kids. Every summer they drive to see his parents in Florida. The same route. Tom uses GPS because it's easier. But in his glove compartment, there's an old map from 1995. Folded wrong, torn at the edges, with a red line drawn across it. His father's line. Tom keeps it. Because sometimes on long drives, he pulls it out, unfolds it on the steering wheel while his kids watch Netflix in the back seat, and he traces the red line with his finger. Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida. And he remembers his father's voice. "Tom, read me the next town." His mother's finger on the map. His sister counting cows. the red barn where they turned left, the stop sign where they turned right. And he realizes he didn't just learn the route, he learned how to find his way, not just on the road, but in life. Because when you navigate yourself, you learn to trust yourself, to make decisions, to take wrong turns, to find your way back. Today, his kids ask, "Dad, how did you not get lost without GPS?" And he says, "We did get lost all the time, but we figured it out because we had to, and that's what made it an adventure." The paper map disappeared 15 years ago, but if you listen closely, very closely, you can still hear it. The rustle of paper, the scratch of a red marker, the voice calling out, "Next town, 20 miles." All the families who drove together, who got lost together, who found their way together. Because the map wasn't just paper, it was a guide, not just to the destination, but to the journey. The paper maps are gone, but the red lines remain in glove compartments, in old drawers, in memories of roads traveled together.